Hi, my name is Elmer. I am diagnosed with anxiety disorder and clinical depression. I used medications sporadically last year, but I had since stopped taking them. For close to a month, I participated in rehabilitation aimed at recovering my cognitive function, and it has really made a significant difference throughout my teenage years. This documentary examines the unpredictable nature of my life through the stories of mine who have faced moments of crisis, loss, and upheaval. Life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or prepare, the future remains uncertain, filled with unexpected challenges and sudden changes. I've come to realize that it's not unpredictability itself that defines us, but the choices we make when we hit rock bottom. What really matters is deciding to buckle up, to stand back up, and to keep moving forward despite the challenges. When I was a child, I learned early on to navigate the world on my own. I was a friend of no one, often left myself in the playground while others played together. The truth was, no one wanted to play with me because they didn't understand me, my thoughts, my ways, and my quiet nature. Study shows that the social isolation in childhood can lead to anxiety, depression, and hinder cognitive growth, affecting how children learn and interact with others. I became accustomed to solitude, figuring out who I was through my own reflections and experiences. That was my reality, until one day, everything changed when I met my friends who saw me differently, who understood me in a way no one else ever had. This friendship becomes a turning point, opening a door from isolation to connection. They accept me for who I am. They don't judge me for the way I was. I feel so accepted no matter what I carry, no matter where I've been. With them, I don't have to hide the parts of myself I once tried to bury. My scars, my stories, my dreams, they see it all and somehow they still choose me. It's as if every flaw is just another reason for them to hold me closer, to remind me that I belong. For the first time, I don't feel like I'm performing or pretending. I can breathe, I can speak, and I can laugh. And I know I'll be heard, understood, and loved. In their eyes, I am enough. And in their presence, I am finally free to be myself, unfiltered, unafraid, and unashamed. That's what acceptance feels like. That's what home feels like. Ever since I was a child, I've carried this dream inside me, the dream of becoming a photographer, someone who tells stories through images, someone who makes films and movies that move people, that make them feel, remember, hope. But I didn't have much, no fancy camera, no expensive equipment, no connections to the world I wanted so badly to be part of. All I had were my eyes, my hands, and a heart full of ideas. So I used what I had. I borrowed, I improvised, I made do. Sometimes it was just a phone or camera from my friends, but I poured everything I had into every shot, every frame, and yet I never uploaded any of it for the world to see because I was shy, afraid of being judged. Every time I pick up a camera, I remember that little kid with big dreams and empty pockets, and I remind myself, dreams do need permission, they just need courage and a little bit of faith. I never thought that dreams would fade away inside me as the time goes by. I never expected to get tired of chasing the things I once loved the most, and now I find myself interested in everything and nothing at the same time. What I mean is, I want to be good at everything. At some point I tell myself, I have to be this, I have to be that. It's overwhelming, isn't it? I often imagine my 10-year-old self watching me like I'm stuck in a boiling pot. I want to prove him that I'm capable of anything, but in the end, I burn out. I fail him. With that, more doors open and some doors close. I got more interested in going back to art as if I'm not good at that. Making and listening music makes me more alive and writing feels like I'm the only living in this world. I'm so happy in this era that I found the things that I'm truly happy. Things that don't need to be perfect. Things that don't need to be rushed, things that let me breathe, things that let be myself. I've learned that happiness is about doing everything or being everything to everyone. It's about finding what makes your heart calm, what makes your soul smile. Now, I'm okay with not having all the answers. I'm okay with taking my time, with making mistakes, with learning and growing slowly. Because this feeling of peace and joy is worth more than any dream I chased before. And for the first time, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. To be honest, I actually enjoy spending my days at school more than anywhere else, even more than my own house. I don't really know why that is, but that's just how I feel. At school, I have friends who feel more like a family and teachers who sometimes seems like parents. My whole world seems to revolve around school, but then I wonder, who am I without school? It's kind of funny when you think about it. In high school, everything changed for me. It was a real eye-opener. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by new faces moving through different circles, meeting friends from all kinds of backgrounds. Each person I met brought something different into my life. Different stories, different struggles, different dreams. It was the first time I realized how big the world could be and how much there was to learn outside the walls of my own home. I grew a little bit, not in height, but in ways that really mattered. I started to see things differently, to question what I believed, to discover new side of myself I never knew were there. I tried new things, joined different circles that I never thought I'd join, and sometimes just wandered the halls wondering where I fit in all of it. I experienced things I never had back in elementary school. There were days filled with laughter, inside jokes that only made sense to us, and friendships that felt like they would last forever, made promises to always be there for each other. And then there was my very first heartbreak. Two kids trying to figure out what love even means, holding on too tightly and letting go too soon. I remember the late night texts, the excitement of seeing their name pop up on my phone, and the way my heart raced when we were together. I also remember the tears, the confusion, the feeling that my world was ending when it was over. But looking back, I'm grateful for that pain. It taught me how strong my heart could be, how deeply I could care even when it didn't last. High school was a mix of challenges and small victories of learning who I was and who I wanted to become. I've learned that it's okay not to have everything figured out, that it's okay to feel lost sometimes. I learned that real friends stay even when things get hard, and that sometimes you have to let go of people who aren't meant to be in your story forever. I'm thankful for every awkward moment, every risk I took, every lesson that I learned, because all of it shaped me into the person who I am today. As I look back, I realized those years were just the beginning of figuring out who I really am, and even though I stumbled, even though I fell, I keep moving forward one step at a time. High school taught me that life is messy, that growing up isn't easy, but it's worth it. I'm grateful for every experience, every challenge, every heartbreak, because they all helped me find my way. And then the pandemic happened, and everything changed in ways I never expected. Suddenly, the world slowed down and all the plans I've made disappeared overnight. I found myself facing problems I never thought I'd have to endure, more complex, more overwhelming, and sometimes just too much to handle. This time was so messy for me, because honestly I didn't know what to do. There were days when I felt completely lost, when the silence in my room felt heavier than ever, and the uncertainty of tomorrow made it hard to even get out of bed. But in the middle of all that chaos, I found a silver lining. With the world on pause, I finally had time to look inside myself, to ask questions I've always avoided, to really discover who I am beneath all the noise. I learned to sit with my thoughts, to face my fears, and to accept the parts of me I used to hide. It wasn't easy, but it was real, and for the first time I felt like I was truly growing. And somehow, in the most unexpected way, I found friends for life, people I never could have imagined meeting before. Even though it was pandemic, I ended up spending more time with my neighbors than ever, sharing stories, laughter, and simple moments that turn into memories. They become more than just people living next door. They become my family, my support system, my reason to keep going. We played games in the street, cooked meals together, and talked for hours about everything and nothing. We found comfort in each other's company even when the world outside felt uncertain and scary. Those bonds forged in the middle of crisis become some of the strongest I've ever known. And the most controversial part of the highlight of my life is the something I'm still thinking about even up to this day. I became a clout chaser on TikTok, and I'm not going to pretend I didn't know what I was doing. I made content that I thought would get attention, sometimes using references or trends I'd seen others do, but people still misunderstood it. They didn't see the joke or the message, or maybe they just didn't care. And in the middle of all that noise, I lost a friend because of what I did. It's kind of funny in a sad way because all I really wanted was to be seen. I wanted people to notice me, to care about what I had to say, to feel like I mattered. Even if it was just for a few seconds on their screens. I chased likes, shares, comments, anything that made me feel less visible. And for a while, I got what I wanted. The notifications, the numbers, the quick rush of validation. But it wasn't what I imagined at all. The more attention I got, the emptier I felt. The things that I thought would make me happy just left me feeling more alone. I realized that being seen isn't the same as being understood. And going viral doesn't feel the spaces inside you that are still aching for a real connection. Losing that friend hurt more than any mean comment or misunderstanding online. It made me question what I was really doing, and if any of it was worth it. Sometimes in the search for recognition we forget the value of the people who truly knows us, the ones who see past the filters and the trends, the ones who care about who we really are. I learned that chasing clout comes with a price, and sometimes it's not worth what you lose along the way. Now I'm trying to create for myself, to share things that are honest, because at the end of the day, I'd rather be real than just be seen. Now when I look back, I realize that even in the darkest times, there's always something worth holding on to. There's so much reason to live in this life because of them. The laughter, the love, the sense of belonging I never knew I needed. The pandemic took a lot from all of us, but it also gave me the gift of connection, the chance to find my true self, and the reminder that even when everything falls apart, there's always a hope, and there's always a way to start again. And then there was college, a chapter that stand out as one of the brightest, wildest highlights of my life. I thought I knew what to expect. Classes, friends, maybe a little freedom, but nothing could have prepared me for the chaos that unfolded. It was whirlwind, late nights filled with laughter, friendship forged over coffee and cramming, and moments when the world felt impossibly big and full of promise. There were days when happiness was so loud it echoed down the hallways, and nights when heartbreak crept in quietly, teaching me that even the best stories have their shadows. I stumbled, I soared, I made mistakes. Some small, some that felt like the end of the world, but each one carved out of a lesson, a little piece of wisdom I carry with me even now. College wasn't just about textbooks or exams, it was about learning who I am, about discovering the strength in the mess and the meaning in the mayhem. Looking back, I realized those years weren't perfect. They were real, chaotic, happy, sad, and unforgettable. A living, breathing testament to the beauty of growing up. And through it all, I learned that life's greatest lessons often come from the moments we never planned. One thing I will never forget from those times is how I was used, taken advantage of in every way because I was naive. My heart was pure, my intentions honest, but they all betrayed me. I won't say your names because you already know what you did. You didn't have the courage to face me or own up to it. Forgiveness takes strength, and right now I don't feel strong enough. Maybe someday I will, but for now I'm left with the pains and the questions. Why me? How could someone I trusted hurt me so deeply? It's a bitter lesson, but it's mine to carry. And maybe, just maybe, carrying it will make me stronger than I ever thought I could be. Yeah, life happens, it happened, and there's nothing I can do to change it. All I can do now is to learn from it, live with it, and find a way to move forward, even if it's one small step at a time. So that's it. That's the sum of my 21 years in this wild, unpredictable world. Maybe my story sounds familiar, maybe it's the kind you've seen 100 times before, but if you're still there, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you. Really, it means more than you know. Sometimes I wonder if all these moments, every laugh, every heartbreak, every late night and early morning, were leading me here, to this exact moment standing at the edge of something new. I used to think life was about big, dramatic changes, but now I realize that the small things that shapes us, the quiet victories, the silent tears, and the friends who stayed, and the dreams that refused to fade. I know the world out there is big and messy and sometimes a little scary, but I'm not afraid, not anymore. I'm excited for the beginning of my adult years, for all the unknowns and all the possibilities. I know there will be challenges, and I know I will probably stumble a few more times, but I'm ready to keep going, ready to keep growing. I want to live boldly, to make memories that matter, to find joy in the ordinary and meaning in the chaos. I want to love deeply, laugh loudly, and never stop chasing the things that set my soul on fire. So here's to new beginnings, to adventures waiting just around the corner, and to the real world, whatever that means. I'm ready. I'm so ready, and if you're out there, maybe you're ready too. Let's see what happens next.